Hello, Stephen Gardiner here. I'm here with my brother Joe, Diarmuid Murphy from Germinal and David Lawrence from Brett Brothers. We're just going to talk a little bit about grass this year. We're actually standing in a reseed. It's only 7 weeks of age. It's done very well this year. But reseeds in general and grass in general isn't really enjoying the year so far. Jim, would you want to put us in a bit on that?
Well, first of all, thanks a million for inviting us down here today. And absolutely, Stephen, grass is struggling all year. It's only probably in recent weeks, I suppose, as nighttime temperatures have improved slightly, that grass is beginning to kick on. But certainly anyone who were seeded earlier during the year, we were getting lots of phone calls to say the grass was struggling. As I say, temperatures were very cool at night time, and there was also a lot of wind chill, or a great wind chill during the day. So
today.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I say, people in all parts of the country were struggling. But hopefully now, as the weather improves slightly and we get, I suppose, more kinder temperatures, grass should kick on, and improve. And please God.
I presume there's a lot of spring reseeds missed out on this year, so I'd say there's going to be autumn reseeding is going to be a massive thing this year.
Hopefully, Joe, yes. As I say, spring it wasn't optimum at all conditions, but you got it, especially. Do you know what I mean? With being so late and everything, and also I suppose there's a lot of farmers we're hearing that are kind of disappointed with their first cut silage yields, and after the long winter, we need to replenish our stocks. So please God, autumn will provide that opportunity for a bit of reseeding to be done.
And I see even on our own farm, David, milk yields way back. Obviously, it's a tough start to the year for cows. So I don't know what you've seen out there this year. Or?
Yeah, and to second that, it's been an extremely difficult year. I mean, we've come off the back of this time last year, July 2023. It began to rain, and it's rained for 10 months. I suppose breaking all records, and anybody historically in farming would have said it's one of the toughest periods we've ever gone through in agriculture, and we've kind of opened the season with very poor grazing conditions underfoot for cows. There's a good lot of soil damage done. Guys trying to get grass grazed out as the season progressed into spring. The covers got heavier, got more and more difficult to get that grass off. So, as you mentioned, in terms of the bulk of silage, some of that grass went straight into first cut, gave people an opportunity to maybe put more of it back in the pit. But that's put a lot of farms on the back foot now in terms of what grass is regrowing into the wedge for the mid-season. So grass growth at the moment is struggling. We're seeing that on most farms in the southeast, partially due to the northerly wind that we've been getting for the last 6 weeks. It's really been hash. And there's a nutritional story there from grass. Grass has found it very difficult to take up nutrients. So from the spring period, it's been too wet to spread a lot of chemical fertilizer or slurry. After poor underfoot conditions with grass, a little bit of soil damage, a lot of water retained in soils, and that led us almost into May before people could really get on top of a fertilizer program. So
proteins haven't even picked up yet, really, have they? Or only starting?
Not particular. Depending on the farm, there's some locations with drier soils obviously have had a better spring than others, but particularly in this part of the country, it's been really, really difficult on farmers. What we've seen in terms of production, particularly on the dairy side, as a sweeping statement, cows are probably back 2 to 3 litres on last year for the mid-season, where we are at the moment in our peak, for an additional 1.5 odd kilos of concentrates going in. So where we would have been at maybe 3 kilos of meals this time last year, good growth in grass, farmers are feeding about 4.5 on average at the moment, for 2 to 3 litres less production per cow. So I mean, really what's happening there is we're squeezing that cost gap to output potential on the farm. It's really, really narrow at the moment. The advice on that, I mean, if guys are to pull their concentrate feeding level, because the quality of grass isn't there, grass isn't taking on nitrogen at the moment because it's stressed, we're seeing a reduction in milk for guys who try to squeeze that cost down. It's a little bit early in the season for people to be dipping under 20 litres of milk production. That's what we're seeing as a response to people trying to get down their concentrate. So really our advice at the moment is to try and hold on that if the weather improves and grass growth improves, we get a better quality of grass coming into the back end. That might give us a season there for better financial performance in dairy, and if we carry our litres into that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of repeats and stuff showing up on farms as well. So like fertility and all has been just a whole other issue we could get into.
Fertility has really come off the back of a bad spring. Some farms have done very well on it because of the higher level of feeding that's gone with for the spring, keeping silage into diets. And you could have an argument there for people with lower than normal peaks. Maybe it's been easier on cows in terms of condition, but it has been a case of everyone really having to look after their cows to maintain their fertility. On the grass side of things, nutritionally, we test them every week, and we've seen very, very little incidence of grass testing in the kind of normal range, 18 to 19% protein. All our grass proteins this year have been in the mid-teens, so between 13.5 being our lowest, typically ranging at 15 to 16. So that'll be characteristically low for mid-season grass. Yeah.
Silage level.
Yes, yeah. DMDs haven't been overly wonderful. Grass has been stressed. So where people have in drought been replacing grass with silage, they haven't seen any production loss, which would tell you that both are almost feeding out at the same level in practical sense, which is something we don't normally see in the mid-season. As a result of this, as I say, litres are back. Milk ureas on the text are coming in kind of mid-teens, 13 up onto 18 for most farmers. People are seeing their proteins and fats maybe holding steady, possibly due to a dilution effect, the fact that there's less yield coming out of the cow. It's easier for that cow to have the kind of normal range of protein, but when you look at it from a kilos of solids perspective, a lot of farmers are down about 0.2 or 0.3 of a kilo of solids on other years.
Well, look, lads, thanks very much for that, and look, we'll probably continue doing some more videos maybe again sometime.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks
Thank you
very much.